Knowing your rights is power, but let's be clear, exercising them, that's a whole different story, especially if you're black, brown, or don't have the money to fight back. Hey everybody, I'm Monique Presley. In light of the occupation of the District of Columbia by the Trump administration, many organizations have been sharing Know Your Rights information for citizens encountering police. However, as a former senior assistant attorney general for the District of Columbia, who spent over a decade of my almost 30-year legal career in the civil division of that office, it's incumbent upon me not just to share with you your rights, but to warn you that knowing them doesn't mean that you should exercise them. And exercising them does not mean you are keeping yourself safe. In fact, it could be quite the opposite. Let's make it make sense. First, what are your rights when stopped by the police? The ACLU of DC says this. 1, you should ask if I am free to leave. If the officer says yes, you have the right to walk away calmly. If the officer says no, ask why. Don't leave, but try to clarify by saying, am I under arrest? 2, police can ask if they can search you, but you do not have to give officers permission for a frisk or a search. Tell them I do not consent to this search. 3, police will try to ask you questions. You do not have to answer the questions except giving your name and your address in certain circumstances. If you are arrested, you have the right to remain silent. Use it. You should tell the police you are invoking that right, say it explicitly, and that you want to speak with a lawyer, and then say nothing else other than your name and address if asked. But rights on paper don't always protect you in practice. We know this. The system doesn't treat everyone equally. For some of us, asserting those rights can come with real risks. That's why it's not just about knowing the law. It's about weighing safety in the moment. For instance, you may have the right to walk away, but it doesn't mean you should. Police will claim you made furtive gestures, or they suspected you had a weapon to justify injuring you or killing you. You may be being stopped, frisked, restrained unlawfully, but that doesn't mean you fight back physically, which could lead to escalation of the use of force against you. Here's the bottom line. Learn your rights, get them down pat, share them with your family in community, but move with wisdom about when and how to use them. When interacting with the police, you should not lie. You should not physically resist. You should not run away or threaten to file a complaint. These types of acts could escalate the situation and or result in your arrest. You can't fight police misconduct on the streets, y'all. It's safer to comply and challenge the officer's actions later. But listen, don't think even as I'm saying this that I'm not acutely, painfully aware that there are brothers and sisters who have done every single thing by the books and still ended up injured or dead due to police misconduct. When I say the word comply, I cringe. However, you are still better off knowing your rights than not knowing them. And I'm utilizing my professional expertise to share with you the best practices for that engagement. And if something does happen, don't think that you have to go through it alone. Reach out to groups like the ACLU of DC, Free DC, DC Justice Lab, who fight to make rights real for everybody, every day. I know that nothing I'm telling you is the be all end all. There is no magic perfect solution for what we are dealing with now, or frankly, what our people have been dealing with for hundreds of years. But I do hope that I'm helping you to make it make sense. And I hope that the information that I'm sharing with you now, that I pray you will share with others, will save somebody's life. Stay safe out there.